All right. Good morning, everyone. So, stream is live. So today, this seems like an earlier stream. Let's go. But the reason I'm streaming earlier is because we're doing base evaluations. Peter, please, first base. So today, we're going to be evaluating bases. They put me in spectator mode. He's going to teleport me to the various bases that I need to go to. Welcome everyone in chat. Welcome, welcome. I don't like that it's raining right now. Alright, I just started the recording, but alright, so today we're evaluating bases. I'm right next to mine. I need to be teleported to the first base. He's just probably looking at the in builds to see the entries because we have people who have submitted their bases. When is Doomsday? In 1 day, 35 minutes. I'm so stressed about Doomsday just because I'm not going to be able to get everything I want to done at all. At all. What's up, Max? So I'm really hoping this isn't super anticlimactic because I can't do everything. So I'm going to have to cut some corners and whatever. But we'll see. I mean, at the very least, I do have strong gear and everything. I'm back. Sorry, I missed one of your last streams. That's fine. All right. All right. Just give it a second. You believe in me? I got this. I've gotten so much less confident because I haven't been able to do a lot of the things that I need to do. So just because of time, even watching the series since it started, enjoyed every moment. Thank you, yo. Welcome, Zashko, aka Checo. You always provide the best content. Thank you. Alright, I'm just waiting. So there's 4 things that we're evaluating the bases on. One is originality, because look, you're not winning if you don't have an original base or something that looks original. 2, effort. Of course, if you put no effort into it, then it wouldn't be fair, even if it was really cool. But if it didn't take you much time, then it's okay. 3 is... What is 3? 3 is, of course, looks. The base has got to look good. If it looks ugly, then that just doesn't make sense. 4. Okay, give Heach a second. He's about to TP me to the first base. But 4 is, yeah, I'm in spectator for the time being for this challenge. Or not for the challenge, but for the evaluations. But 4... in terms of base evaluations for today, is... What is 4? Give me a second. It's functionality. Yes, functionality. Because your base needs to function well in survival for it to be a good base. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Maybe that's not the... Maybe someone would disagree and be like, that's not really necessary. But, I mean... I think it is. Haven't watched your streams in ages. Unfortunate. Honestly, you're the Mr. Beast of Minecraft. You deserve more. Thank you. Alright. Just give me a second. Or give Heach a second. He's about to teleport me to the first base. I think there's not that many entries because... some people didn't know that you're supposed to enter the bases in the Discord, but that's why I always urge you guys to join the Discord, because if you're not in the Discord, how are you supposed to know about these things? How are you supposed to know that you're supposed to submit the bases in the Discord? Because how would I know where your bases are if you're not giving us the coordinates and the picture and everything? Here we go, first base. Uh, is that supposed to be the base over there? Or is it just this? Okay, Sweetberry Farm. Oh, I see. This is like built into the ground and everything. Oh, that's nice. That is actually nice. Oh, it's unfortunate for people like Axolotl who are 12. Because if you're not above 13, you can't be in the Discord. But I love this. This is like super like chill. You got the particles and you're looking over the ocean. And it's like a very built into the ground kind of base. I mean, okay, let's score this. So in terms of originality, I mean, I'd give it a 10. Like, well, okay. So originality, even if it's fully original, it doesn't mean it gets a 10 score. I guess originality is partly like uniqueness / originality. So I'd say actually like a 7, which is good because this is like I haven't seen something quite like this before. I like this a lot. It's very organic. It uses a lot of organic blocks. Like, it's a cool color palette. The one thing that kind of messes with it is this. Look at this. Like, bro, you can't have like a super organic looking base that's like super chill and then just a giant like industrial looking sweet berry farm or whatever this is called. I think these are sweet berries. Yeah. Like, this isn't. Nah, man. Sorry. This brings down the aesthetics or whatever down to like a 5, a 6, because I still love it. Like, the particles, it's organic. It's like it's built into the ground. But then effort is gonna have to be like a 4, just because it's very small. I think a lot of time did go into this, but not nearly as much as some of these other players. So, I don't know. I'll calculate all these after the fact. I wish someone would take notes. Someone in chat, take notes about the things. Last day, yep. Welcome back, Branson. So, in terms of originality, I think it was like a 7. In terms of effort, 4. In terms of aesthetics, because of this, 6. Because otherwise it would have scored higher. And then in terms of originality, what was the other one? Aesthetics, originality. Here, honestly, I should like have a note. I should just write this down. Organic sea balcony. And I'm going to write this down. So originality is going to be like a, what was it? A 7. And then effort, 4. Looks, as I said, it was like a 6, right? Because, yeah, the thing. And then what was the other thing? What was the other... What was the other metric? Originality, effort. Oh, and practicality. I forgot about that one. Practicality. I mean, this is practical. Like, it's very practical. Like, I don't know. I mean, in terms of practicality, I'm also looking for, like, say, do you have extra features? Do you have like redstone that can enhance how efficient your base is? So in that regard, it's small, it's compact. I'll give it an 8. And keep in mind, some of these things may be weighted better. So this gets a 7, 4, 6, and 8. Honestly, probably not going to win. But, I mean, what do you expect? The base didn't have as much going on. I don't know if this is also being evaluated. I mean, we can pretty automatically say like not a okay, it's not a bad looking base, but it's incomplete and it seems pretty new. I mean, this one is a little more original, I guess, and so that's why this one can be evaluated. All right. All right, we're gonna get teleported to the next base in a minute, or in a second, I guess. What time does Doomsday begin? 1 p.m. EST tomorrow. So, got 1 day left. 26 minutes. It's gonna be crazy. You're watching this while charging your lithium battery. Don't die. All right. Interesting. Okay, so off the bat, we've got a... What are one of these gates called? I forgot. It's called a Torii gate. Yes. All right, so off the bat, we've got a Torii gate. I love that. And then it's like an interesting stairway. Just kidding. The stairway is not interesting. It's interesting that it goes all the way up into the sky. It goes through a floating island. And then there's parkour. Huh. And so is this a part of that base, or is that a separate base? I believe that's a separate base. Because it's not connected. So I'll evaluate them separately. Okay. Of course, he's got my head. We got all like the staff head. All right. And then enchanting. And then farming. I mean, I'm a little biased because, you know, I did that one base design. I like it. Yeah, it's definitely something interesting. You're pretty sure the base is together? I'm going to have to evaluate them separately. Separate base. Even if they are a part of the same base, they're going to have to be evaluated separately. Oh, I didn't see the nether portal. I like the nether portal. That looks very organic. I like it's very neat. I mean, one thing is that the floating islands could use a little bit of work. It's kind of like just like flat. So that's one thing that I'll kind of count against it. They did a better job here. I know it's really hard to do that, but what happened? It's separate? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I think the above ground structures and everything are really cool. So let's start rating it in terms of the different scales. So, floating islands. In terms of originality, it's going to be like I'm going to give it like a 7. Because obviously you're not going to ever break new ground per se. Because most everything's been done in a way. Sure, you can be creative. But I'm going to give it a 7 for originality. Because it's definitely implemented a little differently. And you don't really see this very often. And then in terms of effort, I'd give it at least I mean, some people have spent absolute ages on their bases on the server. So I'm going to have to give it like a 6.5. The reason is, obviously, people have just spent way more time on some of the other bases. But this still, like, you know, a lot of detail went into it. Like with well, I mean, it is kind of small in terms of some of the bases here. But still, 6.5 I think is decent. And looks, I mean, I think it's pretty aesthetic. So I'm going to give it like a 7.5, just so we have like room to move up for the other bases. And then in terms of practicality, I mean, it's functional. I mean, it's a little, I'll give it an 8 because, you know, everything is survival friendly. But of course, if you're trying to build a base for practicality, this isn't the move because you're in the sky. There's danger of falling, all that kind of stuff. But like, of course, it's gonna work as a base. Like, I'm not saying it's impractical. That's why I'm giving it an 8 in that category. It's just with practicality, I'm thinking like efficiency. You know, was this done in survival? Yeah, all these bases are done in survival. All right. Now I'll evaluate this base. So don't TP me to the next one yet. I'm not sure what all this is about. Oh, it looks like a bunch of farms. That looks a little ugly. But let's evaluate this base specifically. Okay, off the bat, it's got a pretty cool design for a wall. It's a little high weight bearing. So like, honestly, what I generally do is I kind of just try to match whatever's going on in terms of weight on bottom. So it feels like it's leaning over, but that's not necessarily like a golden rule by any means. The walls could use work, but at least, like, look, like that's a lot of effort for these walls. I think, especially from a distance, it looks very aesthetic. Like you have the ribbed texture and the supports. There's a hole here though. It looks like there might have been some inspiration from my base design 7 build, but like obviously I'm not going to penalize for that. Like whether it is or not. Okay, that looks like pretty inspired by my base 11 build because I did this exact same thing. Not that I came up with that. Like in fact, obviously I didn't. But with those elements together, I'm pretty sure it was inspired. But I mean honestly that should count as a good thing. Unfortunately, this is not original. It looks cool. I mean, I haven't seen this exact configuration before, but I can't count this towards originality. But like, I mean, it's probably implemented in like an inspired way, which is fine. I'm guessing those were no. Interesting. Okay. I like it. I mean, it seems practical. It's compact. And I think that's great. Is like, oh, I didn't even notice a map room. Yeah, that's... All right. Instant win. No, I'm kidding. Okay. And let's evaluate the other elements. Of course, you got your animal farms. I'm not a big fan of this texture. Bro, these colors do not match. I know you can find them underground in addition to stone, but this does not match. Does it work on Bedrock? Yes. Let's see. And in terms of storage, oh, looks like this is kind of like an additional storage area. I'm not sure the purpose of having storage in here and then having storage out here. Feels a little disjointed. Okay, I like the mine shaft. And then it goes down to a few strip mines. I like that. And then no blocks. Okay. It does seem a little messy, especially with the random bits of podzol. I mean, I like the farm here. That's a cool design. But yeah, like scattered farms. What is in here? Enchanting room. But wasn't there enchanting room in here? If I remember correctly, or right? Or was that the other base? No. Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. They got the auto farms. At least this is pretty contained. I can appreciate that. And then some sort of like forge or not masonry, I don't know, whatever it's called. So like, okay, so basic elements. I mean, it feels a little disjointed, to be honest. In terms of originality, because it's pretty inspired, but like, I feel like some things are altered. I'm gonna have to give it a 6 in terms of originality. No, I'm gonna have to give it a 5, just because it's not treading any new ground here. It's like, sure, it's different in the sense that it's a different base from like anyone. Like, obviously, I don't think this is copied. And then in terms of effort, I'm gonna give it a lot of. I can see like a decent amount of time went into this, but once again, there's other people on the server who have spent absolute ages on their bases. So I'm gonna have to give it a. I'm gonna give it a 7. Yeah, I'll give it a 7, just to allow room for these other bases. And then looks. I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of a little weak on the looks, just because it's very disjointed. There's just random bits of like podzol wherever the massive trees were spawned in. It wouldn't hurt to have some like bone mealed ground. Things are kind of disjointed a bit. Like, it doesn't feel like a connected, cohesive base. So I'm gonna have to give it like a 5 in terms of looks, to be honest. And in terms of practicality, I mean, it scores pretty high on that. You've got all the necessary things. It's like spread out. Like, it's lit up. As you can see with the glowstone, it's a lit up base. Like, come on, like, no mobs are gonna spawn. It's gonna keep mobs out. Everything's contained within the area that you need. It does get a little strange when like the portal is down here, and this is meant to be like a contained looking base, but it's a base within a base. I don't know. We got base inception here. So in terms of practicality, I'll give like a 8.5. Now an 8. I guess I'll match it with the floating islands. No, let's bring the practicality of floating islands down to like 7.5. Just because there's not really any systems to like improve efficiency of like utilizing the base. All right. All right. So I think this is a solid base in regards to practicality. I don't think it's bad by any means, but of course, remember, I'm comparing it to other bases that I have seen sneak peeks of already. Crazy how the series is almost over, dude. Yeah. And then last night, I'm like grinding all night, and then I get 3 hours of sleep, and then I'm back up to the grind, because I got to do what I got to do. I do like the location though. One thing I do have to note is the location is great. Terraforming, yeah, it's a bit weak. And then there's all this surrounding crap, like, you probably should clean this up. Like, this is not aesthetic. So that's why looks is at 5 too. Like, I feel like that's a bit more aesthetic. And that's why that's at 7.5. All right, yo, is he online? I'm gonna message him again just in case he hasn't seen my message. You forgot a carrot on your farm, bro. You've been trolling me with that for a while now. You'll hop on now, getting iron gear, and we'll send coordinates to see you in game. Well, welcome. I want all of you guys on the server. So is Doomsday right now? No. This is the base evaluation. We've got 1 day, 12 minutes. Bro, how am I going to get everything done? I'm so stressed. Like, I was trying to, like, I stayed up till 7 a.m. grinding, and then I was, like, working and then I just couldn't sleep because I'm like, how am I going to do all this stuff? And then I was problem solving, and I think I know. I'm going to have to cut corners, but I think I'm going to know what I'm going to do. It just says every time you pop on my For You page. Huh? Alright. Oh, he's okay. He said give me a second. So he's about to teleport me to the next base. Let's see if there's anything in the area worth evaluating. Well, I mean, we've got this. I don't know what that is. Wow, okay. So first impressions, this is pretty good. I'm guessing these are supposed to be stand-ins for the players. What is all this about? Welcome to my base. Some things to keep in mind. This whole base was built within the last week, and one half of the server, it was built completely original, without Lightmatica. By hand, I have Pain Train to thank for finishing the base on time. We both spent countless hours and multiple all-nighters working on it, so enjoy it. Alright, first impressions, I love the variations of heights for the lanterns. The roof could be a little less flat. It could have a little more dimension, maybe with like, I don't know, like there's different ways to do that. I'm not an expert builder. Storage room. You probably should have spelled that right, man. I won't take out for that. Okay, so we've got an interesting set of like rooms. So one is storage and one is the crafting and smelting. I'm a little confused by like the fence gates, but I suppose it's probably for aesthetics. I like the dichotomy of the different kinds of wood. And then we've got the spruce area, so all across the same theme. Villager traders. Okay, okay. In terms of effort, I'm telling you, this is going to score high. And I like the look, but I'm going to have to evaluate everything. So yeah, we got all the villagers in their spots. We got even a little aquarium here. Okay, you have a hollow base, but I won't cut off against that because that's very time consuming to make a solid base because this is completely hollow. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to... Oh, I see now. Wait, I'm not going in order, am I? Which room leads into which? That's fine. Let me explain. We got it in vanilla through Wardy's angel chest. Oh, you got one of the cosmetics. That's cool. And then enchanted golden apple. Okay, flex. Nice flex. You got the water and everything. Okay. And then I see flexing various resources. You got to flex. Like, a good base has to flex. Am I right? Interesting enchanting setup. I haven't seen it quite like this before. I wonder how this works. I think this isn't actually level 30 because I'm pretty sure you need like one more for it to be counted as level 30. Yeah. And then here we go. Respawn room. Makes sense. You're going to have functionality. Okay, that's probably an additional functionality point. Respawn room, that's definitely functional. Nether room. I like that. You've got like the cloud or like the what is it called? I can't remember what this kind of floor is called. But I do love that. I'm not really sure. Oh yeah. This is how you get here through the elevators. Interesting. And then moving around the base is a little slightly confusing. Not really. Actually, it's pretty easy to figure out. You just move from there to there, then there to there. And then this is the top of the base. Okay. And then here we get into the exterior. I gotta say, wow. Like, dang, it even goes into the ground. Like, if this was just surface level, I would have been like, like, if it didn't extend down. I mean, of course, it doesn't take that much to just place these extra blocks, but some people don't do that. And so I like the support. I like the whole idea. Like the crystal in the middle, like, come on, man. Like that's cool. I do love that. And one thing I do love is the gradient. This was definitely well pulled off. A lot of effort here. Like, I gotta say, this is one of the best entries that we'll see today, I believe. One second. I'm going to see what all this is about. It's probably just a raid farm. Okay. But yeah, all this pulled off in survival. That's impressive. And also, there's not, and we haven't even seen everything. I know. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna cover everything before I start evaluating. I know. Well, I know it looked like I was like, oh, it's done. Yeah, you got some automatic farms over here, pumpkin farm, and then the collection is over here, or it pointed over here. I think it just means. Well, where's the collection? Why is it pointing over in this direction? Maybe this is a collection. I don't think so. Who cares? Whatever. So you've got the brewing. You got the nether ore farming. Of course, with the automatic harvesting. I like that. And then, of course, you've got the door. So then you can get in here and plant more. I like that a lot. Looks very functional. And then here, we've got the potato farm. Automatic potato farm. I'm sure it's, yeah, built into here. Kind of hidden away. And I like how it's all like very structured. Super smelter 9,000. Okay, standard super smelter design. I mean, functionality. Once again, that's another point towards functionality because you've got more stuff you can do. Do they have a nether hub? I'm not really going to be checking the nether stuff, to be honest. Especially since I'm in spectator. Like, it doesn't really matter. Now with this, what do we have here? What is all this about? What is this getting funneled from? Oh, that's cool. That's smart. They've got a mob grinder built in to the base. Or, yeah. There's a general overworld mob grinder right here. And I'm assuming, yeah, it's getting rid of spider spawns with these glass blocks. Or at least I think so. I mean, there's one spawned right here, so... Oh, there's a missing glass block right here. So it's not doing its job completely. But that's cool. Like, completely built into the base. I can see, like, in terms of, not architecture exactly, but in terms of something, they've definitely thought it out. So there's already mobs here, and everything gets funneled into the chest when they kill them. They even get dropped down. Actually, never mind, they don't take a lot of fall damage. But I like that a lot. Utilizing the space. Sugarcane farm. I mean, there's not much to say here. It's a sugarcane farm, but it's still cool. What is this? This is lava. Oh, this is a cobblestone. No, a stone grinder. I'm assuming someone's just standing here, like, insta-mining stone. And then... I'm not sure what these pistons are about. Maybe pushing the player back and forth? But that looks manual. Cobblestone farm. Yes, I do like that. And then, of course, the little star things. I'm not really sure what that's meant to be, but I like the looks. And, of course, the entrance. And I think we loop back around. So I think we've covered everything. I can just move through the walls to see if we have. Because, you know, it's hollow. Anything else worth, or anything in here? Cooper says 10 out of 10 base. I have a feeling that this may be your base. And you're trying to get in my mind. Honestly, I think this is amazing. I can notice, I see a lot of time went into this. And then of course with Kid the Noob. Wait, Bedrock block where? Where's the Bedrock block? Where? I mean, I don't know how you'd obtain Bedrock, but at the top? Like at the top of the, like up here? Or up here? I don't see a bedrock block. Oh, right here. Oh, I didn't think about this. Oh, they've got a block of bedrock. Oh, from Wardy. Oh, okay, okay. I mean, you know, might as well have like a treasure room with an item that should be impossible to obtain. All right, so let's go back to the front. It definitely looks best from the front. Oh, I haven't evaluated the look of the entrance yet. I think this is a well-done entrance. It feels organic. It feels like... it also feels integrated with the base, which I like. Because if this was like a distinct element, like that wouldn't look right. It would look a little disjointed. But it feels cohesive. It's got like a lot of different cool things. It's utilizing the space well. I got to rate it high. So in terms of originality, that's a 10 out of 10 originality. I'm going to say tree pyramid. That's what I'm going to call it. So in terms of originality, I'm going to have to give that a 10. In terms of effort, I'm going to have to give that a 9.5. Only because they haven't been on server the entire time. Because if someone was grinding the entire series, then I think they get the effort. But they definitely went all in. They grinded like crazy. In terms of looks, I mean, it looks amazing. I'm gonna have to give it a 9 because obviously it looks amazing, but there are things to improve on. Especially with I'm rating this harshly. Just be sure, know that. Because if you see, it's like there are a couple things that can be improved. So it's not perfect, but that's fine. Obviously, I'm not looking for perfection. I don't think anyone is going to get a 10 in that regard. So practicality, it's got like the respawn room. It's got all the different things you need, all the different farms. It is very spread out, not super efficient, but in terms of practicality, I'm going to have to give that a 9 too, just for the same reasons. It can be improved. All right, so I'm going to ask Keach to teleport me to the next base, and then I'll give some closing thoughts as I continue to see it. I do love it. Of course, it deserves that 10 out of 10 originality. A base like this, it's hard to pull off. Like the beehives, all the wood placed. It's even, well, for a second, I would have been like, wow, if this was even filled with stuff, but it's not. I mean, I don't expect you to. Like, they pulled off the tree well. Like, there are some nitpicks I could have, like this should be more solid because obviously that's not very practical. But, like, I'm not going to, like, this is survival, and I'm not going to count out for that by any means. I am just getting blasted with, like, a lot of stuff. What all is going on here? This is like a village. I'm not sure what all is going on here. This isn't very connected. Okay, well, never mind. I see paths, so it is connected. It is a little disjointed. I'm not really sure what all this is about. It's a little confusing. Town hall, all are welcome. So this looks like a group effort kind of thing. I am liking this. Okay. Got like a whole town hall thing. Interesting. Smiley face. That's a nice touch. What's behind here? I'm not really sure what this is about. Iron blocks and magma and then lava. But I think this looks really cool. You got like the skylight. You got a balcony for some reason. One thing is that I'm struggling with is just like what does all this do? But obviously, as a town hall, you're gonna kind of struggle with like what to fill it in with. So, I expect like a little confusion there, or not confusion, but like a little just like filler. I'm guessing this is the jail. Yeah, they've even got armor stands with various bits of armor. Also, I'm not sure why this would be here. Anyways, this house, it's a house. You've got this, which is another house. The individual structures, I'm not super impressed by, to be honest. But as a whole, I think it's really cool, and obviously a lot of effort went into it. Oh, I see. A long time ago, one man ruled the world. He had absolute control. No one was his equal. Then came the day when hundreds sought his demise. That day came to be known as Doomsday. Obviously referencing the Doomsday series that we're doing right now. I do like that. I'll give it points for that. Although I don't know if this is a connected build. I'm guessing because of proximity that it is. That's definitely separate. Oh, that's a farm, I'm pretty sure. I'm actually curious. What's going on here? What is... Yeah, I'll just ignore that. Looks like a start of a house. Obviously, since we decided to keep this base for the time being, or this, not base, sorry, this world for the time being, like, you guys can continue developing your bases and everything. Yeah. So then you've got tower. Some of these things do kind of fall under, like, well, you built them, but then didn't put a ton of time into each thing. I mean, they're not bad, but of course, compared to some of the things going on, I'm going to have to rate this lower. It does feel a little weaker of a build, but I do like the whole civilization aspect. And how many players... how many players are part of this whole civilization thing? I'm not sure. I mean, I have to rate this like a... Oh, wait, I haven't evaluated everything. There's like a beacon thing here. Oh, that's... I guess there's not a ton going on here. Free farm. If you take, please replace. That is quite the farm there. Free items. I do like the community aspect. I'm going to have to rate it a little higher because than I normally would because of the community aspect. So, town with town hall is going to have to get... I mean, it gets like a 6 in terms of originality. It's not breaking any new ground by any means. I mean, as I keep saying, like, you're not going to be breaking new ground. But I mean, it's kind of like your standard town, to be honest. I do like this, but I think this is meant to be separate. I can't remember who made this or if this is supposed to be a part of this. I'm not going to evaluate that as part of it because I don't think it's meant to be. The thing is, it's not that you should have done more. It's just the individual components. The individual components should have just been, like, more work. I think that town hall definitely received most of the effort. I do love the town hall. It's just as a whole, like, the individual houses are, like, all right. And, of course, every bit kind of sums up the whole... Like, this is, like, it's cool, but then, of course, you got, like, that kind of a roof. Like, you could have extended it, like, one more, and it would look way better. Rate the house. That's the tower. That's not really a house, unfortunately, if that's what you're referencing. Or are you talking about this one? This, too. These are watchtowers. Is your base a different thing? Or this? Oh, this is probably what you're talking about. I mean, this is cool. But once again, for some players, this is like crazy because it takes, you know, we're kind of under the assumption that people have played Minecraft for like 12 plus years like me, and I'm kind of operating super harshly because there are people who have just made insane things. So it is a really cool base. Like, I do love this. this whole civilization town thing, it's cool. So in terms of originality, 6, because it's an original base, but nothing really new. In terms of effort, I'm gonna rate it decently high. I'm gonna give it like a 7.5, because obviously it was a collective effort. Keeping like a whole, no, I'll rate it like an 8. Keeping like a whole civilization together is not easy. Then in terms of looks, I'm gonna be a little harsh. I'm gonna give it like a 4.5. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's gotta be done. And then practicality is gonna be, I don't know, because this is like, it's a very spread out base. What would I rate it in terms of practicality? 5 people are a part of the village? Okay, that's good to know. $4.5 is crazy. The thing is, 4.5 is actually like not horrible. Like it could be a lot worse, but it just, compared to these other builds, it's like I have to rate it lower. Not because the space is bad, but because of the other build. No, I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's good. I would say good job. Like, you guys definitely put a lot of time and effort into this, and I don't want you to feel like I'm like dissing your build, because it is a good build. Especially this town hall. A lot of time and effort went into this. But once again, I'm comparing this to the others, which have people with more experience going on. I mean, I haven't evaluated this, but I'm not really sure what this is. It's an interesting looking building. It looks like some sort of fish building. I do like this. So in terms of practicality, I mean, it functions as a civilization. I'm gonna give it a solid 6. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. All right. I'm gonna message Heech. Teleport me to the next base. But I mean, good work to everyone. You don't know how to make the insane things, and you've been playing for years, dude. It takes much practice, a lot of practice, to make something crazy like this. This kind of is very, I'm guessing this is Glaj who built this, because this building style looks very, very familiar from the building challenge. I do think, like, first impressions, really cool. Wait, what's going on here? This suddenly caught my curiosity. Guessing there's some sort of mine down here. Or this is just here for the sake of it. I don't really know. What is this all connected? Or is this like, okay. I'm guessing this is for an XP farm. I mean, it's gotta be, because why would you need all of this? What? This is definitely for a super smelter. Interesting setup. I mean, he didn't use my guide video that I made like 4 years ago on how to make like the best super smelter that you can, because it's clearly a different design. But function, I don't think these farms can really be counted as a part of the base, but I'll count them towards functionality. Why not? Because it looks like these are all part of the same base. I'm not really sure why all that's lit up and nothing else. But let's get into the meat of this base. This looks a little, is this finished? I think so. Maybe it's just open concept. So it's a nice little base. You know, you got like the various things like potions. You know, just like, it looks like a kitchen. I like that. Like, it looks like an actual house. And then it goes up to kind of an empty room. This more looks kind of like a dojo where you're like training. I'm guessing that's what this is supposed to be, because it looks very reminiscent of that. And then this is where the actual base is. So, yeah, points off for not connecting your base to the ground. I'm sorry, but you gotta connect your base to the ground. Like, do some bit of terraforming. Bro, I don't want to turn into Gordon Ramsay and just start flaming, because obviously I don't have a leg to stand on. My builds aren't the best sometimes. Sometimes they're decent, sometimes they're not. So I mean, let's go up the stairways. It does feel a little empty. It does feel like floors were added for the sake of it, but I mean, what can you expect? You can't fill every floor. Wait. Is this all exterior? Where's all the function? Wait, I thought this was like the actual base. Is this just the whole base right here? Well, there's no storage, so this can't be the whole base. Where's the base? Without storage, I don't know where the base is. Like this, are you just storing everything over here? I'm a little confusion, because this can't be the base if it's not storing anything. You should flame, especially in creative mode. Well, this is all survival. All of these builds are survival mode. So you finally made an iron farm that works. Nice. This is I don't know what to say, because I don't see a storage area, so I'm led to think that this isn't really the main base. Maybe I'm just missing something. Maybe you're just carrying everything, like, or maybe you're just a minimalist and you don't have a lot of things. I mean, I see shulker boxes here, so I'm assuming that's like your primary storage. Okay, well, I guess we can't really. Honestly, it's gonna score pretty low on practicality. So I'm gonna say, Japanese houses thingies with dojo. I'm just gonna say base with dojo. Base with dojo. I'm gonna give this prior weight. What do you mean? What do you mean, Heech? Oh, is this the actual base? Oh, wait, this does lead into a base. Oh, I just went down here. I didn't go all the way down. Okay. Oh, they almost got they almost got completely like screwed over because I couldn't find their base. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what this is, but it's good to see they actually have like an underground base. I like the aesthetic with the dark oak, and then deep slate bricks are actually surprisingly light. Deep slate tiles are definitely darker. But it's better that they went with the deep slate bricks, because otherwise it would be way too dark of a base. It's a little haphazard with all the shulker boxes. Like, that's just a lot of building supplies everywhere. This is a little unfinished, but that's fine. What is all this about? Is this an automatic smelter? But how would this function? What? I'm actually not sure what this is. That's fine. This does feel a little unfinished, and there's no light in here. Regardless, I mean, even with this in mind, like, where's all the storage is just shulker boxes? Is that just a flex, honestly? Obviously a lot of work went into this. I can't flame this. It just looks unfinished, and that's the issue. Oh, they're flexing with the blocks of netherite. Okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, it's the start of something great, and I'm sure they'll continue to develop it after Doomsday. But you know, it's unfinished. Although, oh wait, I forgot about this. This is the storage room. Okay, so they do have a storage area. They've got enchantments. It's a little weak visually. The base up there is definitely. I'm gonna evaluate it together, even though it is kind of a disjointed base a little. So, all right. So in terms of originality, honestly, it's pretty low in originality. I mean, I've seen like those Japanese house type things. I'm sorry, I don't know what they're called. You're finally not preparing. You're proud. Yes. I'll be preparing later. So in terms of originality, I'm going to give it a 5. Just because obviously it's not stolen. Look above the surface. Well, I know. I already looked up here. Like, I know there's a whole, all this stuff. Because I'm evaluating that too. So in terms of all that, like, you know, I'd give it a 5. Just, yeah, like, this isn't the most creative storage system, because you can see here what they're trying to go for. I think, like, I think it's supposed to indicate the various storage rooms. I believe. It's just, it's not complete yet. Or maybe this is intentionally how they store things. I mean, that's probably not the best, but it's very incomplete. So in terms of effort, I mean, I'm going to score it decently high, because a lot of time did go into this, but yeah, they didn't finish. So in terms of effort, I'm going to penalize them a little. I'll give them like a 6.5, same as the floating islands, even though this probably took them more time. And then looks is going to be, because of the stuff up there, I'm going to rate it higher. The looks can be like 6.5. 6.5. No, 7. I'll give it a decent 7. And I just realized I'll bring down the looks of the walled base down to... Oh, wait. No, I put the walled base as 5. I was looking at effort. Okay. Wait, so... I'll give it a decent 7, you know. All right. Oh, wait. Why did I full screen? Why can't we join in Bedrock? Oh, is Bedrock not working? Wait, Bedrock isn't working, is it? Yeah, I don't see any Bedrock players online. Okay, it looks like they're working on it. But that's crazy that we have 44 online players. And then no Bedrock players can even join right now. Sorry, Bedrock players, you can't join the server at the moment. We're having some issues with Bedrock compatibility. I think that's getting fixed right now. All right, so practicality. I mean, it's pretty practical, like this based on here, but like it's not complete, so I'm gonna have to rate it pretty low. Honestly, I'm gonna give it like a 6, just because you don't have all the functions yet. It's just it's incomplete, so I have to penalize you somewhere. So let's move on to the next one. You got Minecraft on a school computer. Nice. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to penalize pretty heavily for it being incomplete. I mean, it would have been cool to see what this was all about. Oh, they have a spawner right here. They should utilize that. All right, thank you, Heech. Off the bat, aesthetics are nice. I like that. I haven't seen a two-dimensional sail before. I mean, it looks 2D. It kind of is. I don't know why there's wood running through it, but that's probably aesthetic. You didn't do wool. That's fine. Okay. Some sort of lighthouse. Oh, wait, it's 123. Crap. I'm supposed to speed this up. I shouldn't have evaluated so long. I fell victim to what we did for the build challenge. Okay, I'll speed this up. What? Oh, this is definitely an iron farm. Probably some villagers in here. Or is meant to be an iron farm. It's definitely meant to be an iron farm. Little incomplete, I believe, if this is one, because I don't know what else it could be, but I don't see any villagers. Where are the villagers? Or is this supposed to be something else? Who knows? There's a mine down there, but that's not really part of the base. Okay, so I do love the looks. Straight off the bat, you've even got these like serpent sculpture. You even got the serpent sculpture things. You got like the Japanese inspired house thing. It's a little strange that it's like built into the water. But actually, no, this is important. This is like what they're trying to do. They want some sort of like sea kind of thing. What's strange about it is that it's like it's not like an actual island. It's all completely artificial. Which, in terms of looks, I'm gonna have to count down about this. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I should remind you guys, the server is shutting down temporarily for like a couple hours after stream. We're going to be running a few things. We're going to be doing a couple things just to make sure Doomsday tomorrow goes as smoothly as possible. It's built in like a hot spring. Well, okay, so I'm not going to, obviously I'm not going to count off for it being like into the water. I think that's the entire point. So, but the main thing is like, there's no terraforming. That's where it's kind of weak. But I do like how this is all drained out. The portals are really cool. I like that design. The shipwreck. I'm assuming this is supposed to be a restored shipwreck. If it is a restored one, or if this was like, or if this was just manually built. I do like that. Definitely in terms of visuals and like originality, I don't know how original this is. Some of the elements are definitely borrowed. But we won't evaluate it too harshly. It's interesting. There's like some sort of drain. I've never seen mangrove roots used for that before. But I mean, that's interesting. Then in terms of the inside of the base, you know, I mean, you got the storage room. That looks functional. They've even got it labeled, which is good. Only thing better than that would be like item frames. If that is better. Ooh, like a sword. Is that a katana? That's cool. I see. They were using some pretty cool build hacks. They were using some of the same things with like pistons and armor stands to do that. To like encase the armor in like a case of glass. I like that. It definitely does look like r/Minecraft. Definitely borrowed some building elements. So I know a lot of these things are probably not completely original. But regardless, you did integrate them into an original build. Got some sort of a pirate ship. Or not pirate ship, sorry. This is a Japanese build. It's not a pirate ship. I don't know if the Japanese were ever pirates at some point in their history. I don't really know. I don't know all of world history. They've got a gong. So let's evaluate. So in terms of Japanese floating base, I guess. This is going to have to be, in terms of originality, they went with something different. It's a mesh of a lot of different strange things. Like the shipwreck combined with the Japanese thing. Like that's definitely original. Because I don't know who would do that and then want to copy it. Not saying it's a bad thing to copy. It's just it's out there a little. So in terms of originality, I definitely will give it like a solid 9. Because it is original. Effort, I'll give it a lot of effort did go into this one. I know draining that was not fun. Let's compare it to the other ones. Definitely an 8.5. A lot of effort did go into this. And then in terms of looks, I mean, it's suffering because of the lack of terraforming. And then it's kind of just random islands. But, like, come on, that does look cool. Like, it is a very well done build. Except for the terraforming. So, just because of the terraforming, I'm going to have to mark it down to, like, an 8. No. Yeah, like an 8. I'm sorry, that's a little harsh. Because it is a really cool base. But, I'm definitely doing that. And then in terms of practicality, I'm going to have to give it a 7. Looks like someone's upset about my not reading chat. You realize this is for a video. I'm not going to be reading chat because we have to keep this shorter. I'm trying to get a bunch of voice clips so that I can put together the best for the video. So there's your explanation. Normally I read chat. So in terms of practicality, I'm going to have to give this like a... I mean, it's not super efficient. So I'll give it like a... Everything is contained. So I'll give it an 8. Because you've got the storage area that's labeled. Everything is kind of contained within an area. It's nothing groundbreaking, but, you know, that's it. So let's move on to the next one. Yeah, I think most of the points that it gets comes from the effort and originality. 8. It has a community hot tub. Where's the community hot tub? Oh, I already evaluated this one. Just give him a second. Is that bamboo blocks? Yep. Okay, so let's see. Let's read some YouTube chat as I wait, because I think I've caught up on TikTok chat. How are we meant to prep for Doomsday if we can't join now or later? Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why Bedrock is down right now, but we'll work on it. Or we're working on it right now. So, Iron Farm. Okay, you got a bunch of farms. Definitely score for practicality, I suppose. I mean, it seems like all in on practicality. The one thing that stands out to me immediately is definitely this portal. It's got like all the looks, but it's still not a ton going on. This house, for example, though, definitely seems like the most quality in terms of just overall like well built. I do like the clock. I'm assuming this may be like a Doomsday type clock. Maybe it's inspired by Doomsday. Who knows? I'm gonna assume that. It's a little bare bones. I'm gonna be honest, and I kind of have to start evaluating pretty quickly because time is a big issue. And, you know, there's not a ton going on here to evaluate. What is all this for? Oh, there's a whole village area down here. Okay. I almost missed that. And then even a melon farm down here. I'm not sure why there's a pumpkin melon farm up here and then a completely separate melon farm down here. Okay. Okay, it looks like there's a lot more than meets the eye. But, yeah, villagers... function. So it's definitely going to get a high function score. Well, I guess we don't have a function element. We just have practicality. It'll get a higher, whatever. Base with spiral cube nether portal. So that's significant that I'm referencing it based off of this, because that's the only really unique element, because otherwise they're houses. Although I do like the clock house, because, you know, Doomsday. So I'm gonna have to evaluate this relatively quickly. I'm sorry. You're welcome to the people who I start out with, and then the people who I'm ending with. This is just how it goes. I'm sorry. So, decision fatigue. It is what it is. So in terms of originality, I mean, it's original, but it's nothing like. Originality isn't the right word. It's like novelty. Like, is it different? So, in terms of novelty, I'm going to give it like a 6. I'm going to be honest. It's not. I can tell, like, these people. I know these people do a lot more of the PvP on the server than building. So I don't think they care if I'm judging a little harshly. Because the other bases just some of the other bases just way out compete this. Like the one that I gave a 10 for originality. Then effort. The farms can't really count towards that because they're farms. You're building that for the sake of getting things. So I'm going to have to give that a 5. Not a lot of effort because there's only, you know, like 2 houses and then like another portal and then the rest is whatever. So I'm judging really harshly, but remember this is a $250 base challenge. I'm not just going to whatever. Place looks sick. Yeah. So in terms of looks, I'm going to evaluate this as I mean, it's kind of disjointed. I know I'm being real harsh. Maybe that's just because I'm so hungry right now. So I'm probably gonna have to rate this pretty low, like a 5. It's just kind of like middle of the. It's like all right, you know. Just as a whole, remember compared to the other bases, I know I have to keep clarifying. Compared to the other bases, on its own, if you had this like in a survival world, like this is cool. Like this is not bad at all, especially. Say if you're someone who, if you're not a builder, like this is a great base. Like I'm not ragging on it, but once again, this is competition. Practicality. I mean, it's all in on practicality. I'm gonna have to give that a 9. It's got a bunch of farms, villager area, beacons everywhere. The portal is readily accessible. Everything is close together. It's kind of hard to mess up in that regard. So let's move on to the next one. Only 23 hours left. Bro, dude. Just flame your base. All the cobble around your base is included. I don't think that counts. Oh, bro, that's where I was just at. Or, oh no, he teleported to me. Or I'm not really sure. It won't let you join the server. That's because Bedrock isn't working right now for some reason. We're working on it right now. All right. Do you do Bedrock worlds? I don't have a way to. But there are bases in this challenge that are owned by Bedrock players because obviously it's a Bedrock and Java server. So it's another portal. What do you mean? How does it work? I never said how does it work. What is that nether portal and how does it? Oh, you were responding to that person. Okay. I guess that's someone who doesn't play Minecraft. Your base is small but practical. That's cool. You just TP to village for trading and stuff. That's fair. You spend every night watching my streams and studying and in all-day classes, and I want to have a chance at D-Day. What am I meant to do now? 6 days a week. Or say 6 days and a week and work. I'm sorry, man. I mean, we'll probably have Bedrock compatibility within like not long. Check under the base? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, with the melon farm. Like all this I've already seen. It wouldn't let me TP. Because I think he just tried to teleport me, but it didn't work. You're gonna have to opt me for a second. You'll have to opt me for a second to do the command. There we go. All right. I just did. Check under the melon farm. I'm pretty sure I already did, didn't I? I don't know. I'm sorry. We're already at the next one. Oh, this is so close to where these other ones were. Okay. Oh, people set up pretty close to my base. I see. Because that's my base over there. Alright, so I'm going to... What should I call this one? This is kind of like a Hobbit area. Hobbit... Oh. I just clicked off Minecraft and I need it. I'll just unfull screen it so then I can switch back between. Read the signs first. Okay, let's read the signs. Where are the signs, man? What signs? Oh, right here, right here. Okay. This whole area has been terraformed. We did not use Lightmatica. Welcome to our Hobbit village. It has been designed by spiffing popcorn and lit. A week ago, the service had a gaping hole and a village house. This entire area is terraformed? That can't be. Oh, dang. There's a bunch of stuff underground. We'll check that out pretty soon. I do love this base. I don't know how much of this is terraformed. It's even got the ship. And this is a cool looking path. Normally paths like these are not like so organic. I mean, they probably should have kept it a little more loopy here and it would look a little better because that looks a little more like you went for like an organic spin and then went just straight. But that's fine. It's already a cool base. The exterior, like, come on, that's a cool wall. You got a Hobbit house. I mean, you know, I got a special place in my heart for Lord of the Rings, and I guess the Hobbit's all right. This definitely leads towards like a goodies area. Of course, you got Tate. That's an instant win for you. Just kidding. First totem. Second elytra on the server. I see. You know, points for flexing. Good, good, good. Piston door. I like that. Grug's Bank. Okay. You got the sheep. A witch hut house. Library. Interesting. Okay. In terms of appearance and looks, like, come on. That looks nice. You got the farms everywhere. Everything is super organic. They said they did terraforming. I can't even tell that it's terraformed. I mean, maybe they just, like, fixed some of the terraforming. I'm not really sure. Oh, I see what they meant. Oh. Well, I thought you meant, like, you built the entire thing, like, terraformed. But, I mean, that's definitely a plus. Because you did a solid job terraforming. Like, it looks natural. And then, let's see. Blacksmith, of course. So, you've got the whole Hobbit theme. It looks more like a defended Hobbit area than, of course, true to the books. But obviously, we're not looking for accuracy to Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit right now. All right, well, let's move down here, because I think I already got a great look. It looks very functional, which is good. So honestly, it's gonna score pretty high on everything. Like, come on, this looks nice. This is aesthetically pleasing. You've even got these like small, like this little bit of detail kind of sets us apart. Love Lord of the Rings. Yes, that's good. This base is dope. Love the Hobbitish design. Dude, I think so too. I think it's awesome. Even got this little decoration for the nether part. Oh, rip Porky. Died in the crossfire. I'm sorry to hear for your loss. I'm sorry about your loss. Everything looks very customized. It feels very lived in. It feels very customized. They've even got like mines for specific Y levels for like best place to get iron and diamonds. So function is pretty high. Automatic farms down here. Okay. And then automatically it's funneled up, I'm assuming. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Regardless, like, come on, this is a nice looking base. Is there anything I haven't seen in this base yet? I'm assuming this is how you get up to the surface. Yeah. Yep. Is there anything I've missed? Oh, looks like stairway? Looks a little unfinished here, but we're not counting off for that. That's closed off anyway. You're not meant to see that. Looks like we happen upon something that doesn't look right. But yeah, like in terms of aesthetics and everything, like I have to rate this high. This is a cool base. It's real cool. So, Hobbit Town. Obviously, in terms of originality is where it's weakest. Okay? This is where I'm going to have to rate it lower. Because effort, looks, practicality is awesome. But originality, it has a little bit of work. So, it is, the thing is, it's inspired, but also very customized. So, I'll give it a 6.5 in terms of originality. Well, no, a 7. Because obviously it's not the most original thing, but it's, I still love how it's inspired. And it's original in the sense that it was implemented in like an original way. How does the winner get chosen? It's like top. I'll probably take the bases with the top numbers and just say which one. 10 on aesthetics. Yeah. I'm going to say effort is like a 10. Well, I'll say 9.5. And then looks 10. Like this is very pleasing to look at. Like the village area, it's one thing worth noting is that it also doesn't get boring because not everything is on the same Y level. It moves up, it feels more organic. It like drops down in this area. It drops down here. Like it's very fluid. Obviously, in terms of effort, I had to score it high because getting all this wood is going to be annoying, and then mining all the area out, and then all the detail that went into it. That's why aesthetics and looks need to be so high. And then practicality, that's a solid, like, what did I judge the other one? Probably the same as the tree pyramid. So yeah, 9. So it doesn't have anything like redstone based, because a 10 would be like you're utilizing redstone to have the most efficient base possible. Like, yeah, you're utilizing redstone to have the most efficient base possible. I had to re-record that for the video. You're welcome. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, got you. Is Carnage on? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Because I mean, Carnage has a lot to do. I mean, they gave me up, so I can teleport between bases myself. I didn't want to have up because I don't want people accusing me of like cheating, because it's like, oh, you can like change whatever. But you'll see everything I do on stream, so it's not the end of the world. You're betting on the Hobbit? Let's see. What did it score? So, it may... I haven't calculated the numbers, but it's competing with the tree pyramid base. Yes. Because of time, we should probably... Okay. I'm a little biased about this base. But this is a very nice base. Also, I don't know what else that's going on. Neighbors. Interesting. Alright, so this is obviously a very aesthetic base. Very nice. I love it. You're missing the mine. You didn't go through all the effort of making... I've been in the past... I've had this experience before where you're like trying to make like a cool stairway down to the mines. It's the worst. You always give up easily. Not always, but you know what I mean. Everything is very organic. You got the organic farms. You got the windmill. It's definitely going to score a little lower on originality, which I'm sorry, okay? But looks, aesthetic, everything feels very cohesive. That's what you want, cohesion. It feels all a part of the same build, which some of these other builds have been lacking, like the town builds. But this is built by one person, and so that's why it feels more cohesive. You got the... It feels a lot... It has a lot of character. It feels very lived in. You even got a cool nether portal house thing. I do love this. Like, this is... It's very aesthetic. So even though it's not, like... as crazy looking as the others, it'll score really high on looks because it looks great. It's a very, like, a lot of people have described it as a cute house. And then of course the last house I haven't looked at was the fish and shop dock. I mean, you got a dock, that makes sense. You got fishing, then cooking, nice. So yeah. I'm going to evaluate this. The thing is, I've already seen this before, so I'm going to have to already evaluate this. The great thing is that it blends into the landscape. It doesn't feel like suddenly it's like, oh, there's the base. No, it feels like there's some sort of like gradient between the base and the surrounding area with like the forest. Like the forest is well integrated, all this stuff. So, oh, and even a well. I didn't see that. Very, very nice. So let's rate it. Okay, in terms of originality, I'm gonna have to do the same thing with the Hobbit Town and grade it like a 7. Because obviously it's unique. This hasn't been done before. It looks great. But, you know, stuff like it has been done to a degree. Although the cake shop definitely deserves at least another 0.5. All right, let's give it a 7.5 in originality. And obviously you have the cohesive center area. I have seen designs like this before, so I know it's not completely original, which is why 7.5. In terms of effort, I'm going to give it a 9 because I'm kind of evaluating based on time spent. Biased. Yeah, I'm actually trying to be as unbiased as possible. So there's no way this is getting rated higher than the Hobbit build. It probably won't. But because that had more people working on it. In terms of looks, that's definitely a... honestly, a 9.5. Because... it obviously looks awesome, but it could use a slight bit of extra pizzazz to make it like, because the Hobbit build, it was like extra special, and this is also extra special, but like slightly less. But that comes down to it's one person, which is impressive that it's one person competing with a group of people working on one base. Then. Or at least more than one person. I don't know how many people are working on the Hobbit base. So, practicality, it's practical. So, But once again, well, it doesn't have like a ton of like automatic farms and stuff, like hidden away or something. But you've got all the different things you need, like the farms. Everything is kind of contained relatively close. Honestly, in 8.5, I'm just throwing that out there. So let's move on. I have seen this before, so it's another reason. Yeah. So what is the final rates for the Hobbit base? I'll tell you later. You'll be able to see, because I don't want you to be able to know who's going to win. All right, so it's a cool base. It uses a lot of copper, which oxidized. And okay, I did use some of this color palette with my base. Okay. It's a great base. I'm going to stop evaluating ones that don't, or I'm going to stop rating ones for time's sake that probably won't like make it into like the top 5. It's a cool base. It's definitely nothing to scoff at. You know, it's got the paths. It's not bad by any means. If you look down here, got storage. It's a cool base, but of course compared to some of the others, it's just the colors are a big issue, and then the location. It seems a little plopped in. It's like you chose like the location could have been a little better than the colors. So that's probably my 2 biggest things. So just for time's sake, like, yeah, there we go. Thank you, Heech. All right, so this is one that I have seen bits of before. Like, this is crazy. I know this is inspired by Mumbo's base from Season 7 of Hermitcraft. I don't really remember. This is obviously a crazy base. A lot of effort went into this one. You've got a thing in an ocean with a contained town. Come on, how do you beat this, you know? Church of Tate. Yeah, they've gone a little crazy with the... Yes. Interesting. This is what happens when you hate on Tate. That's great. And then no hat, no hurting / killing with weapons. Looks like they've got a little bit of a cult going on. Alright. I hope I didn't interrupt your ceremony. But of course they've got the cool portal. Feels very integrated. A pub. Nice. I do like what you did with the armor stands and like the seats. Nice tree. This is honestly one of the cooler things in here. I like this treehouse. This is very well implemented. So then you don't have to... Yeah, this is a well done treehouse. Like, very, very well done. That is surprisingly well done, huh? And it's right above, like, some sort of cavern. Okay, but let's stop evaluating everything in here. It's kind of what you'd expect. Is there, like, a... Oh, I didn't even realize there's stuff up beneath here. I was just going to evaluate what's up here first. So, of course, you've got, like, the little tube things. You kind of get the idea. A helipad? Okay. I mean, it seems a little cluttered with farms around it. There's a ton of stuff underground. I'll get to it. So, from the outside view, this is crazy. I love it. It's got all these cool details. And then you can swip down here. And, of course, you got the village, breeding area. I don't really know how this works with, like, where the workstations, where are you sending them? I don't know. Maybe that's unfinished. Maybe you're, like, manually moving them. Lots of netherite armor. A lot of heads. A lot of skulk. Interesting. Got a map. That's a cool map. Looks like just like flexing various items, because these are like unobtainable items. So a lot of effort for this one. Got the heads of the staff. Just a lot of kills in general. Okay. Oof, that is a lot of storage. Dang. Dang, man. A lot of totems. You can tell they like to do a little bit of PvP. Okay, so I'm pretty sure there's more underground. Yeah, I see it there. But let's see if there's anything below this. All right. And then what's this hallway? Kind of like lab type stuff. Oh, I see. This is like a secret entrance. There's like pistons and everything, like a hidden stairway entrance. Oh, so if you're right here, that's cool. That is a very high-tech door, and you can go down here. Interesting. I don't know where this exactly leads. I don't think this is really fleshed out that much. Maybe it is. You just open a door. Oh, so that lever opens this thing, which goes down into this area, which has like a secret entrance into this area. But couldn't you just use... Isn't that a little extra for if you could just do this? But no. I love secret entrances. That's definitely going to score for that. A lot of villagers. A lot of storage. And then, yeah, we covered all this. So let's evaluate this from like a top-down perspective. Obviously, this is going to score really high in effort. I'm going to call it the Ocean Mumbo base. In terms of originality, it seems very original. A 9. In terms of effort, a lot of effort. So that's at least a 9.5. I mean, no one's gotten a perfect 10, but that's because I don't know if anyone's grinded the entire month in terms of effort. Looks, I'd say a 10 out of 10 because we've already given out 10s. Right? Is there any base that we've given out a 10 to? No, we haven't. Have we? Oh, wait, no. To the Hobbit Town. We gave the Hobbit Town a 10. I'd say this is a 10. Honestly, the Tree Pyramid, I'm going to change that one to a 9.5 because comparing these, this may look slightly cooler. Yo, come see the airlock. Haven't I already? Wait, let's full screen this. You haven't seen it yet? Okay, before I continue to evaluate, let's look at the airlock. Oh, I'm assuming... Oh, it's this room. Oh, I haven't looked at this, have I? Kind of skipped over this on accident. Okay. How does this all work? That's cool. They've got a fully functioning airlock. Oh, that's a little bit of a game changer. Good thing they told me. Huh. They've even got this, like, exhaust things. Okay, that's definitely getting a 9.5 out of originality because of that. And then practicality. It's pretty practical. I mean, it's not, like, the most practical. I'll probably give it the same of, like, an 8.5. But yeah, in terms of looks, 10 out of 10. Effort, 9.5 out of 10. Originality, 9.5 because of the airlock. Like, that's cool. Is it literally a ripoff? No, not quite, because it is borrowed from Mumbo's base with this shape, and that's why I rated the originality a little less, but it's inspired. There's a difference. So they took something and then made it different. Like, it's clearly a very different base. It's just one element is inspired. And sure, the whole concept of it being in the ocean and having this whole tubing system is not original. Well, no, you kind of give a good point. In terms of originality, it can be dropped to a 9. No, because of the airlock. The reason is because of the airlock is that I gave it a 9.5. I'm going to stick with what I have. All right. Anyways. Has Bedrock been fixed? There's a couple people online that's joined through Bedrock, so I think Bedrock is fixed, I think. I mean, there's 2 Bedrock players online. So maybe it's fixed now. All right, next one. Oh, he just AFK. Oh, he just did it. Okay. All right, here we go. We've got P11 with his potato base. I have seen elements of this before. So this is definitely really cool. Off the bat, like, come on. That's aesthetic. Probably should delete that lava cast. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're working on it. Because someone was, like, griefing the base and lava casting. And so we won't keep that in mind. I mean, look at this. It is an interesting color palette. Yeah, imagine having to do this for all your towers. And they're different sizes too, so it's not just like a pasted tower. Because that adds another element of difficulty. I'm not sure what all this is about. Oh, this is like the lava casting. Yeah, they were getting griefed, so we'll just ignore that We'll ignore that piece. We'll ignore all the lava casts. You did this with just us two? Yeah, I mean, a lot of effort went into this one. They absolutely love potatoes, as you can see. These are potato farms. I'm not really sure what the towers are meant to do, but it looks cool. It looks like everything's leading up into here, is it? This is where the base is. That's cool. Yeah. Doomsday prep. Got all this going on. Oh, it's a Technoblade thing. Interesting. Yeah, they're honoring Technoblade. I like that. This is a lot of potatoes going on. He did kind of a similar idea with the build challenge. I see that's where he came up with it. Or he came up with this and then used that in the build challenge. I'm kind of leaking all the stuff he has. Nice stuff you got here. But I mean, it's not anything crazy. Yeah, I love it. It's a very surface level kind of build. But as you can see, it's a large scale. A lot of time went into it. If you ignore the lava casting and griefing that went on, you can kind of look at it and see it for what it is. How did they get XP potions? You can get it from villagers. Alright, so P11 base is gonna, or potato base. I was gonna get a, oh, big tower is also stuff. Like which one? This one? Because, oh, I see. Here we go. We actually have a lot of potato growth going on here. Because I was looking at that tower, because that one's bigger, I think. Oh, and then a whole villager trading area. Okay, I see. I have seen this before. Alright, so in terms of function, well, we'll cover originality first. Originality, that's definitely a 10 out of 10, I'd say. I haven't seen anything like this before. In terms of effort, we can give this a... We're giving everyone a 9.5. Obviously, a lot of time went into this. That's a lot of blocks, a lot of deep slate. So, looks, it in terms of actual aesthetic, I mean, we're going to count it high because it's a cool build. But in terms of aesthetic, it's a little strange with like the things at the top of the towers. But I still do love it. So looks, it's probably going to be like a 9. Just -1 because it's just like it looks a little strange. In terms of practicality, there's not a whole lot of practicality going on. There's not a ton of practicality. I probably should have announced I should have announced what I was judging for before the series, but I mean, it's probably better because then people just went for what they think the best whatever. The lava casts are taking away. I'm not factoring in the lava casts. I'm talking about the towers themselves. I think it's a 9 out of aesthetics, and I'm not even including the lava cast. Don't worry about it. So practicality, I'm gonna be honest, it's a little low. Honestly, it's gonna have to get a 6 for practicality. There's not a ton going on here in terms of like function. Sure, it's a lot of potatoes. That's the entire point. But yeah, it's really practical. All you need. Okay, you know what? Everything you need is really contained within that room. I'm thinking more on the element of like farms and having stuff. I'll make it a 7 because everything is contained. And I think that warrants a 7, at least. But just because there's not a ton, like, being farmed or generated, like, say, for, like, future build projects, I'll give that a 7. So you scored really high. It's like a 10, 9.5, 9, and 7. Who's winning right now? I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you at the end. That's how I get you to stick around. All right, let's move on to the next one. I wonder how many are left. I gotta go eat, and I gotta grind. You gotta adapt the landscape. Yeah, it did feel a little plopped in there, and I think that's why I dropped a point. Okay, this is something I saw a little bit before. This is a full-scale prison, which is definitely something. So in terms of looks, I can tell you it's going to lose a point just because it's not beautiful, but that's because it's a prison. That's the entire point. They did pull it off really well, so I think I'm going to immediately give this a 9 in terms of looks. Dang, a lot went into this. There's a lot of depth. Look at all this stuff going on. There's just so many layers and rooms, and I can't even keep track of it. And I'm pretty sure it's modeled after something that exists. What did they say in the post? Because if I go into the builds post in the Discord, where is it? Here we go. So he said, it's inspired by the prison map on Phasmophobia. Okay, so it does seem like a recreation of something, but that's still a lot of effort. That is a large base. This looks completely terraformed, which definitely deserves like a... Honestly, that's a 9.5 visually. I'm going to immediately just give that a 9.5. Prison, that's, in terms of looks, that's 9.5. I mean, I don't think I need to go through all the individual rooms. Maybe there's like some Easter eggs, but because of time, I'm sorry. I'm just hungry, and I hate having to be like that. I'm trying to spend as much time as possible and evaluate as fairly as possible. But in terms of looks and even function, yeah, it looks good. like it's so well integrated. Man, this is actually like really good. Because not only, like, the function is really well integrated into the actual build. Okay. Not sure what's going on here. But yeah, like it's like the storage is fit into the prison as like an actual room. Like they'd actually do that in the prison, is store items in that room. That's definitely a bonus. And I think that gives points towards practicality. So looks, honestly, maybe even a 10. Honestly, I'll give it a 10. It deserves a 10. Terraforming is solid. I didn't even realize it was terraforming at first. Sure, it is kind of a little on the nose. Like, it looks like you just place like a row of sand here, and then you didn't like blend the dirt in terms of Y levels. But that's fine. Like, there's nitpicks that can be had, but like a helicopter, that's a 10. Originality, it's inspired. So I'm gonna have to give that like a, because I rated the ocean base 9.5 in terms of originality, I'm gonna have to give this the same thing, 9.5. In terms of looks, in terms of effort, I mean, a lot of effort went into this. This may be the first 10 in terms of effort. Well, but then if I compare it to the others, it was very well executed. That's the thing. This is a very well executed base. I think we got our first 10 out of 10 effort here. Because even though it didn't quite hit... Even though it didn't quite hit the... You know what I'm going to do? Because to kind of balance it out, I'm going to drop down the originality to 9. Just because it is inspired, but expanded upon with the helicopter and everything. Just the amount of depth. It would have been even crazier if it went underground. But because of how well executed, looks and effort, gonna have to be 10-10. Practicality is definitely gonna have to be like a solid... This could be what decides it all, really. It is not hugely practical. It's well integrated, and because of how it's judging the others, even though it's got the solid storage room, it's not like generating things. So I'm probably gonna have to rate it the same practicality as what I rated P11's base, which is a 7. But I'll bump it up 1 because it's so well integrated into the base and the theme. So practicality, 7.5. Ours was inspired. This was pretty much copied from Faz. Yeah, that's why I dropped a little from the originality just a second ago, is because it is essentially copied. I mean, it's not really copied. It's because recreating this is really difficult. And obviously, a lot of these elements have to be adapted into Minecraft. So originality, I'm going to keep it at a solid 9. I'm not going to penalize this too much because, like, there's nothing wrong with inspiration if you do it right. Like using the red concrete here, just all these tiny details. That's definitely worth what it got. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's do like top 50% type bases. That's sick how it's just so similar. Yeah. Because of the adaptation, I think it's All right, I'm not gonna rate this one. This is like this is the last one. Are you sure? Let me go through and make sure. I mean, this one, it looks a little incomplete. I don't know. Is this connected to this area? Yeah, I think this is a little incomplete. Obviously, it's not gonna win, so I'm not gonna rate this. I don't really know what's going on here. I don't even see any chests. What? That's not really a base. All right. So yes, excuse all this going on. It's my mod glitching. I don't know what all this is about. Anyways, I think we have enough information to properly judge this. So let's do it. So I'm gonna make sure that everything has been covered. All the entries have been covered. $220 negative. Let's see. I think I have perms still. Nope, they took away my op. I can't TP? Or maybe it'll let me. I don't have access to the command. Okay. Alright, there's someone else. Here, let's just fly over there. Let's see if I can find this guy's base. Oh man, I don't know if this is going to crash my game with like loading in all these chunks and then my thing is going to have to remember it. But like, once again, like, come on, this is a killer base. This is so well put together. Okay, let's try to find this other base. But yeah, prison base, dang. We've got some serious contenders here. This dude said his base is about right here. I don't see a base. Is it underground? I'm at negative 1800, 220. Okay, someone else like did an entry, but like I don't see an actual base here. Maybe this is what he's talking about. Oh, he didn't really do much with it. All right, well, I think that's it. Let's, what about my base? Well, where's your base? What's the chords? Let's see it. Airlock. The airlock was cool, but I already gave you a lot of points for that. It should be a lake house. I mean, chances are it's not going to be able to compete with the top. And I do want to see it, but I don't see it here, unfortunately. I'm sorry. The underwater one was cool. Yeah. It was like a little... I did score it a little high on originality. Maybe a little more than it should have, but... It was really cool. It was really well done. A lot of effort went into it. So, of course, with so many people putting so much effort into these things, I want to score them high. 3,000 negatives. Okay, so it's in this direction. I hope loading in all those chunks won't affect my computer. $3,000 negatives. Oh, here it is. It was literally right in front of my face. All right, let's full screen. And then I think this is the last one we're going to evaluate. If I missed one, let me know later. Oh, it's a giant one of, is that Jeep's face? Jeep's head? I can't remember. Sheep head. This is a cool base. I like this. It's got like a lot of different elements. That definitely is unfinished. Yeah, it's a cool base. I like it. A little windmill, a wall. I can see this is like the start of something great. It is very unfinished though. Not as much time went into it. I do like the giant head. I see a lot of the effort went into this. Huh. Yeah, so it is Jeep's head. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool base. Super unfinished. Yeah, that's fine. All right, well, I think that concludes the thing. I do love these tower things, but of course it's an unfinished base, so it can't really qualify. Pretty sure they only had 1 month, though. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm evaluating. Yeah. Some people were able to do crazy things within that time frame, so. Oh, Swollen made those? Okay. All right, well, so based off the numbers, I wish I could put the bases side by side, but I can't. I'll just have to, in post, I'll have to show them. And then I'll just go back to the winner base. I'll have Heach teleport me to the winner base in a second. So let's calculate it. Who got the most? So tree pyramid, I'm going to add it up. I'm going to add it up as in like minus. So if time matters, can we get higher effort for doing it all in 1 week? Unfortunately not, no. Because then that detracts from the people who spent the entire month. It's more like total time. Okay. So this is a -2 situation. So that's a 38. Total 38. This one kind of suffered a little, unfortunate. Because that's a really good base. But this is not going to quite win. And this one, honestly, I think I may bump up the practicality and then drop the originality, even though that minus. No, I'll keep that. Evaluating my. Okay, and then this one. Man, it's so good, but one of the elements just wasn't quite there. Wait, so this one is a total -4. And then this one is total. Give me a second. I'll show you the winner, the best base design. I don't know how to do math. All right. It looks like we have our winners. Not our winners, but you know what I mean. Please teleport me to. Wait, is Heach not online? No, he's not online. All right, that's fine. So I'll just go to the winner's base. So in terms of third place, we have the prison. Yes, the prison is probably the coolest, but in terms of functionality, as a Minecraft base, like this isn't a build contest, this is a base contest. It lost some points due to practicality. So even though it scored the highest on all the other categories, it got a 7.5 for practicality, which dropped it to a 36.5. So prison is second place. And so it kind of comes down to, I'll just announce second place, which is, drum roll. I don't know. I can't really do a drum roll right now, but you guys can hear that. Yeah. Drum roll. It's the ocean base that's heavily inspired by Mumbo. So it's obviously a very solid base. And second place is crazy. Like, it scored really high in all the different elements. It scored higher than the prison, even though it was literally just because of practicality, and it won by 0.5 over the prison. So ocean base, fire build, it got second place. Yeah. First place. Tree is nice, but does it have an airlock? The thing is, it didn't get max originality. Like, it wasn't the most original, and it had a lot of practicality, a ton of effort, a lot of looks. It looked really good, but originality, it kind of dropped a little, and then it didn't have the most practicality. Whereas the number one was like the jack of all trades. This number one had a lot of practicality, very well integrated, different things throughout. It looked really good. It's just a really well pulled off build. Effort through the roof. And then originality, it was probably the most original base. And so it's the only one that I think scored a 10 out of 10 originality. No, never mind. Potato Base scored a 10 out of 10 originality. But this was like the jack of all trades. So let's find it. I'm going to find the coordinates, and then I'll show you. I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to show you. It's this direction. Yeah, I think it's this direction. Bro, why can I see that far? That's crazy. So who's going to win? Who knows? Who knows who's going to win? Guess we'll find out. And it's the tree base. Winner of the $250 build challenge is the tree base because of how original it is. It didn't take... Inspiration is great. But congrats to Kid the Noob and his teammate. Let me see where his teammate. Where's his teammate? And Pain Train. Yeah, so it's an awesome base, super well rounded. In terms of looks, you know, it could have had some improvements with. It didn't feel as like pro in a way. But it's very original. I've never seen anything quite like this. It's got the crystal down the middle. You know, they did a great job with the gradient. It's like they've got just a whole lot of different things going on. They absolutely grinded for this. It's a ton of functionality. And just because of the whole element of, you know, whatever, it scores so well on all the different categories. And so that's why this base gets first place. You know, even though it wasn't necessarily the best looking base, there were a couple others that scored higher. It just, as I said, it was just the jack of all trades. Yeah. So, I mean, GG's, I did spend a lot of time reviewing this, so I don't need to say any more. Or, yeah. Someone's curious about, like, the other places. So, two bases counted or tied for fourth. And that's P11's base and the Hobbit Town. They both scored barely below third place. Like, barely below. Like, 1 point below third place. P11, like the Potato Base and the Hobbit town. Can you read the sign? What does the sign say? If I win, I will split the reward money with Pain Train. Nice. All right, yeah. I mean, and the thing is, it was only 2 players from what I hear. Mainly Kid the Noob, but then also Pain Train really came in clutch, from what these signs say. So I mean, congrats. That's a wrap. I'm gonna head back to my base. I don't know how to get there. Is there anyone online that can teleport me to my base, please? Is there mod or admin? Is there an admin? Wait, no, I can do /home. I'm so dumb. Home. Can an admin de-op me and change my game mode to survival? I think I can do game mode survival. Oh, never mind. Just de-op. And now we're back at my base, which should get first place. No, I'm kidding. My base sucks. My base actually looks garbage because I haven't been able to spend much time on it. I only had 1 day where I actually worked on the base. The dragon is cool. Yeah. GG's. How is the tree original? It's a really well made base. The main thing is the elements of the functionality and the effort and the originality. Because it hasn't been. Yeah, I'm sorry. Your base was a solid second place. Super close. It's just because of the elements that I was not grading it on, but judging it on. Just didn't quite win. Thanks for watching. I'm going to end the streams. I got to go eat. Thank you. Bye.